Last night, I sat down with the missus and I watched the movie Leave the World Behind, the Netflix movie from the latter part of last year. This was due to recommendations from my son. Yeah. Now, is this a film that I wanted to leave behind? Or was it any good? Let's find out in my review here and now. Leave the World Behind. This is a Netflix movie that was released on December the 8th of 2023, the latter part of last year, with a runtime of 2 hours and 18 minutes. It's a drama mystery thriller directed by Sam Esmail, who primarily has directing credits within TV, Mr. Robot among other things, and it's written by Rumaan Alam and Sam Esmail himself. The film stars Julia Roberts as Amanda Sanford and Ethan Hawke as her husband Clay. Mahershala Ali plays G.H. Scott, and he has his daughter in it, who's played by Mahala. Her name is Ruth Scott. Kevin Bacon props up proceedings as well as a character called Danny. Now, this film here, it follows this couple, or this family, shall we say, played by Julia Roberts and Ethan Hawke, Amanda and Clay, and they want to head out of the city, get away for a few days to this holiday home that isn't too far out of the city, but it gives them a nice break, and they go there with their two children, Rose and Archie. They've rented this place off of another couple, kind of Airbnb style, who rent it out to people whilst they are away. But while there, things start to go awry. They lose TV signal and all this sort of stuff. And it seems to be that a blackout has occurred. And these two individuals, played by Mahershala Ali and Mahala, turn up at their doorstep claiming to be the people who own the home, and that something's gone down in the city, and they came out of the city and came home and to stay, so to speak, to come back home. But they decide that they'll sleep down in the basement level where there are some beds and that sort of a thing. And this leads to a bit of distrust within the family unit within the household. Julia Roberts' character Amanda, she's very distrusting. How does she know that these individuals are who they claim to be? The daughter of Mahershala Ali's character is very distrusting of these people in their house, and you have this sort of stuff going on. It's played to this backdrop of not knowing what's going on outside, because like I said, there's strange things are afoot. You have a boats just beaching while these people are on the beach. There's parts where planes crash, things like that. Cars just piled up together, self-driving cars all sent to one location and piled up together, and sonic booms that keep occurring, and the animals are acting weird. The deers in the open areas, they're acting weird. All this sort of stuff's going on. So this film here, like I said, it's a drama, it's a mystery, it's a thriller, and it puts you in the position of these individuals not knowing what's going on. So as a viewer, you are left without these answers as well. You're on the same journey as these people. And much like the TV series The Leftovers, something has occurred, but we don't know why it has occurred. Now, this might frustrate some people in the element of the story, because I don't get no answers. I don't get no answers as to what's going on. But if you were really in that position, you wouldn't have the answers as to what's going on, and that's what this plays on. This plays on that kind of that psychological fear of the unknown. Now, like I said, the story, it runs for 2 hours and 18 minutes, and there are some fantastic parts in the film where it ramps up the tension, and it's usually joint with two scenes, so it's intercutting between one scene and another while the tension is building, with a sort of fantastic soundtrack to back it up. But then there's other times in the film where the film kind of drops. It does drop that tension, and it kind of feels like it's coming to a standstill almost, unfortunately. But it then ramps back up the tension. In the cast, you have some great performances from Julia Roberts. She's very distrusting of this family. Is it because they're black? These two individuals, and then you have Mahershala Ali, who gives a brilliant performance in this film. You know, he's an actor that's really come into his own and is very good in pretty much anything that he does. But on his side, he's quite trusting, but his daughter as well suffers from the same problems as what Julia Roberts' character does, with a kind of distrust of a different race. So you have themes of this coming into play in the film. As we come to find out what is going on, or potentially is going on, because things are alluded to, ideas are dropped as to what it could possibly be. And that being with the cyber attack, that it's other countries that have sort of banded together to take out America because of all the enemies that America have made, you know, with North Korea and some of these Middle Eastern countries and all this sort of a thing. This sort of stuff is alluded to. But it's a well-rounded film. In this, you've got the children as well. The daughter Rose, she's the youngest of, and all she wants to do is watch the final episode of Friends throughout the film, and this kind of highlights the sort of the importance of something to a child when the child doesn't realise the real world and what's going on in the real world. So the focus for her is all she's interested in is, I've got to know what happens to Ross and Rachel in the final episode of Friends. That's all she sort of like is heading towards. That's all she wants. The other son, not the other son, but the son, Archie, he's at that age where he's noticing girls and he's noticing Mahala, but stuff occurs with him, illness comes about and things start happening to him, and there's the question as to why. And then they go and see Kevin Bacon, because Kevin Bacon, he's kind of one of these people that prepares, a doomsdayer who prepares for the worst. And again, a ramped up tension, and this towards the end of the film where you sort of are given answers, but are they the correct answers or not? We don't ever find out the genuine answers of what's going on, but enough is alluded to actually make you sit up and think what could happen out there. There's some fantastic moments, head-scratching moments. Like I said, the bits with the cars, the family head back into the city, attempt to head back into the city, and they find all these cars just banged up together on the highway, and they're all the same type of car, and it looks really weird. It looks strange until you come to realise that they're Tesla self-driving cars, and then more are coming in, because where it's a cyber attack, it's thrown out the coordinates, the coordination stuff on things, GPS, and things are being thrown awry, and certain things like planes and boats are being drawn to a certain location, shall we say, and that's why all these cars are heading self-driving to themselves, and they've got to escape that. Again, some great stuff, but like I said, when you first see it, you're like, what's going on here? It's a bit odd, but then, you know, the truth comes out. And so I had a wonderful time in this film. At 2 hours and 18 minutes, it didn't overstay its welcome. However, it did take me a portion of the film to actually get into it. It's a slow burn, it's a slow build-up, but once you get there and you realise what's going on, and you start getting some potential answers, shall we say, the interest is ramped up. Like I said, fantastic performances by all. Kevin Bacon, you know, he's only in a small part, more an extended cameo kind of a thing. But again, he's very good. Everyone does great with it, and it's got a great story to it, and a great premise, a great idea. Like I said, it's unfortunate that there are these kind of lulls in the film where interest kind of sort of drops off. But other than that, I would say this is a really strong film, and I really enjoyed it. Certainly something that I would watch again. I think on a second viewing, going into it knowing what I'm getting, because I didn't know what I was going to get at all on the first viewing. I knew nothing about the film. I think going in the second time, I'd get far more out of it. So if you've seen this film, let me know down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on it. Did it work for you? Didn't it work for you? It may not have worked for you, and that's fine, because it's all subjective at the end of the day. Let me know, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care all, and goodbye.